To begin, I'd like to talk very briefly about the repertoire of stress responses that we all have or might have. And there may be lots of others, but there are three in particular I'd like to mention to you. One of them is often called the threat response, and it's probably the most popularly familiar one in magazines and radio programs where we hear about fight, flight, freeze. What do I do when I'm scared and I have my heart start beating really fast? You know, that fight, flight, freeze thing. It might be that we're getting prepared to run away, we're prepared to fight, or maybe we're prepared to just go numb, but that's the threat response. The second one is called the challenge response, and it's very similar in terms of perhaps making our hearts beat a little faster, and I'll give you an example of what that might look like. I could say the challenge response is almost a performance response. Suppose you were just about to get onto a stage and give a speech to 400 people sitting in an audience. You might feel nervous. Your heart might start beating faster. When your heart is beating faster, it's not because you're in danger. Well, maybe you feel like you're in danger, but it's not because you're in physical danger in all likelihood. It may be because you're nervous. And the challenge response actually prepares us to have a more accelerated and peak performance. This has been measured in people who are Olympic athletes. They're about to dive off of a high diving board. Their bodies may be preparing them by what feels like nerves to become more prepared by this challenge that is put before them to make them perform better. A third one that's also considered a stress response in the literature, and I think it's so interesting, it's sometimes popularly referred to as the tend and befriend response or the share and care response, but it has to do with how do I respond when something's happening that's really challenging to me, I don't know what to do about it, and I really feel like I can't handle it by myself. It's whatever it is within us that impels us or encourages us to reach out, to connect with others, to affiliate for support. So this affiliation inclination is referred to in some parts of the literature as a type of a stress response. I'm stressed, I don't know what to do, I'm going to connect. And it's important and it's helpful, and what's so interesting to me about it is that we are biologically inclined to do this. So I just wanted you to be aware, at least, of this breadth of different kinds of stress responses that are possible for us. And sometimes we can choose. I don't want to choose that one. That's not helpful to me right now. This one's more helpful. So this capacity to notice and choose what's skillful for me and my life right now is really important.